Welcome, I'm Bill Wake. We're working on tools for dulcimer players, and specifically we're looking at the calendar of festival events upcoming now and in the summer particularly. And we did some work yesterday trying to get the virtual events to show up where we want them. And we made some progress, but I'm not quite sure we're there. All right, let's run this. I guess I can do it here. Okay, so we did get a virtual section in here, but the problem is these are the events that are purely virtual. And actually it's detected by events that are have no territory name, and territory is our state or country. Now, this one is an example of that. Unspecified location, I guess the city-state got left off, and so it looks like a virtual event from that perspective. Same for this one. We fixed those on the original calendar, but I haven't regenerated everything, the exported file we need. But there's a problem with this. These virtual events don't include the ones that are both live and virtual. So I know there's one in Virginia, virtual or Sandbridge, Virginia, Sandbridge Relaxed Week, Sandbridge Intermediate Advanced Week. Okay. And there were others. There's a few out there that do both. So I think, I know we had some trouble getting this piece together, but at least we have it all scrolling together now. I don't remember how we did it even. Calendar by state. Okay. Oh, we just said if your descriptor is empty, we'll pretend you're virtual. And we'll put that there on the in the state otherwise. Okay, so not perfect. Yeah. It's really this thing. It gets territory, but the one like virtual or Sandbridge has virtual flag and a territory set. So I don't know if the concept of territory is the problem, because we're dealing with two separate things and one of them is not the territory. I mean, if it were location, I don't know, some sort of complex location, which is, are you virtual and are you a state or country? Because the list I get of territories, if it's virtual or Virginia, it's listed under Virginia because the territory is Virginia. But the fact that the virtual flag is set does not get detected there. The only way the virtual flag is detected is when it's blank. I'm sorry, when territory is blank, and we're sort of assuming those are the virtuals, which they mostly are. It's the virtuals and the mistakes that left out their location. Well, one way I think is, let's do an experiment. So I'm going to put two sections in the same list, although I'm just going to start with a text. Hi there. And let's just see the impact of that. Yeah. One calls the virtual filter and is just done when the description is empty. Yeah, I think we can do that. If I put it in two lists, it definitely worked weird for scrolling, but I think we can put, we can put two entries in. Okay. So, we started to go down this path yesterday and reverted, but I think, okay, I think we can do more directly what you're saying there and see if we can get it to work. Okay, so this one, the section has a header, which is text, virtual. Okay. And has some content. All right, and then we got a foreground style. Okay. Right, we don't have the content yet. Okay, but then we're going to do some sort of for each. Okay, and I'm just going to take this for the moment. Well, let me just make another copy. Okay, this starting in month territory, that has a dot, filter, and so on. Why are you still upset? Generic expression content could not be inferred. Why do I have 3 parens? 1, 2. Header, colon, text. Something dot foreground style. Is it just one too many? Okay. Right, so now I'm going to get 2 copies of the calendar. I'll take that for a starting point. Yeah, I think I'm doing the latter. So we'll put this section in that specifically finds virtual events, and we'll filter out from the other one. Okay, so here's the virtuals, followed by, followed by the virtuals from the second list. They're all virtual. What is going on? Okay, oh, I guess I'm just throwing them all out there, and that's the way it is. Okay, so let's get this piece 2. That's on the section. Okay. So everybody is virtual? That doesn't seem like quite what's going on there. It seems like we're alternating. What's this list over? Oh, yeah, we are alternating. Golly. So territories from is giving us virtual, and then we're taking the territory. We're doing it once with virtual and once with the other. That's not what I want. I think maybe this should. It's not so much the state is null. Yeah, I think it kind of is. Okay, yeah. Let's say if territory dot is empty, then we'll do this. Else we'll do that. And that's the whole list. Is that right? That formatting just looks wrong. It's not a good sign. Okay, so territory is empty, we'll show a section with a for each, blah, blah, blah. Else, we'll show a section. Why are you so indented? You're at the same level. You should be at the level of the text, right? Yeah. Okay. So I think that might be closer. Yeah, so we need to modify this because we don't really care what the territory, we don't want the territory to match. We want the virtual to match. So we started to write a routine like that yesterday, but okay, so here's the virtuals and it says virtual and then it goes into Arkansas and the rest. So it got the states. I think as long as there's one virtual event, this will work. Well, other than having the wrong contents, but it'll find the right cell. If there is none, then that won't happen. Okay, that seems good. All right. It's funny because I went this morning or a few minutes ago and looked, and virtual is already there. It's like, wait, did we already do this? But no, I'm remembering again what we did yesterday. So I think this is the one that's the troublemaker now. So I think what we want to do now is have a method sort of like starting in, but like we had, I think starting in virtual, I think starting in should stay the same prefix, but yesterday I called it virtual starting in. What it should do is return every event that is virtual true, and I guess sorted by date, just like these events are sorted by date within their category. Let's get to one with 2. There we go. Yeah, so March, April, June. Okay. So let's do starting in virtual, month, year, territory. And, oops, let's do that on the one that we wanted on. Okay, but I'm going to bounce to this one. Oh, okay, starting in. Right, so let's make a starting in virtual. And, well, we have virtual starting in. Okay. Let's see if we did this right. Do we have a test for this? Is that what held us up yesterday at the end? A calendar. Virtual starting in, filters on time. Oh, well, that seems correct. That even has filters. Okay, so let's go back here. Virtual starting in, you pass the start, you pass the string to filter on. You filter only out things that are virtual, ignoring their state. Okay. So I think this is virtual starting in. Okay. Show the first section if territories is empty. Yes, I think that's what we're doing. Okay. Calendar by state list. Wait, what? Cannot convert value of territory to expected type binding of data. What did I do? Territories from gives us a list of territories. Okay. Cannot convert value of territory to expected type binding of data. Why? What did I just do? Let's just say starting in and see if there's a problem. Oh, I didn't do... The messages are so bad. when you mess something up. So it's putting a message up here, but the problem is virtual starting in doesn't take a territory. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah. Sandbridge, yay. Okay. And then into Arkansas. Okay, so remove territory. Okay, show the first section if territories is empty. Yes. I think if this thing, starting in returned nothing. Well, no, I guess if this only returned territory empty. Okay, so only the empty territory is going to be shown, and just want to prove that the first section will be shown with virtual ones, but no state ones. Here's our virtual and no states. Okay, so that seems good. All right, we were closer than I realized. I was kind of depressed coming out yesterday for some reason. It just wasn't feeling like it was coming together. All right, now I don't think it's great. I mean, there's duplication, but it's like duplication in the middle. Okay, now this one can be simplified. We just want to do territory.description. Okay, foreground special text. Yeah. Yeah, so I think just having distinguishing the two sections, we can't, the problem I see is we don't have a single list that gives us the right thing. It kind of incidentally does. I mean, it's not, well, I mean, our virtual events do have territories. I guess if we had no plain old virtual events, then this section wouldn't show. But I think I can live with that. Make the flow split inside the for each. Oh, that would be interesting. So for each would call two different lists, two different generators. I mean, we could override, or no, I guess overload semantically and say, hey, if territory is empty, we're going to ignore it and only grab virtual, and then one loop would do it. I don't know if that would be better. I would still have to, I'd still check it empty, whether it's empty in the header, but in the loop. Yeah, I would in effect make my loop do the two different things. Yeah. Don't know. These are different enough. The only thing that, well, I don't think it's bad. Oh, that one's legit. Okay. I guess a thing I'm still thinking about is like this. The fact is, if you use the filter, and use the sorting you're doing the same thing twice, and I don't know if I can wrap. If I say filter and sort, like, I don't know, you're still duplicating that, but here it is again. Different calendars do different things. Yeah, I wonder if there's, well, there is, right? I mean, this gives me well, let's see what $0 is here. Event, and here it's an event. Okay, so I could define something on an event stream that's like filter and sort. But that would be, it's relying on filter coming in. But I guess we could pass it. Yeah, I think mostly it's this line. There could be more than one in some case. This one's by start date, this one's by territory, this one's by his virtual. Yeah, it really is that. So we could just pull out this. Maybe that's the thing to do. Yeah. All right, so let's do that. That would be a step. Okay, so it's ending after start. Ending after start. And this is events. And this can't be ending after start. This one is, get it. Well, that's our attempt at it. Well, maybe it's just these three or these two. Okay, so let's say starting in, we need the start. So I'm doing a sort of implicit extract method here. We don't need the territory, but we need the filter. And we get a list of events. Okay, but we also need a closure. And this is, well, yeah, is it the key path enough? Okay, and we want this, which is event. Oh, but he needs territory. Okay. It's a function of event. Okay, let's try it. Start, and then this is the is acceptable of type event goes to bool. Let's do the M thing on here. Okay. So he's going to be, well, let's see if we can do this. He's this stuff. And the filter is acceptable. Okay, so this one should be able to be starting in start. This filter takes an event and filter. Well, I'm going to push these two towards this and then see. But I think ending after, maybe this should be a function that deals with that. I don't know. This one, the filter is $0 is virtual. I don't know if this is confusing. $0 is the event, so the function takes event to Boolean. So $0 is going to be given the event, and then we're allowed to, because it's a closure, so he's allowed to pull in variables and we'll keep their state. So I think that's okay. I think we can do better, but this is a start. So we gave virtual events a different filter, so they came first, and then we pulled out common starting in method. I seem to get a lot of spurious warnings about spaces and stuff like that from this. It's like it doesn't want to let go. Okay. Well, can we do anything else? It's too bad these calendar entries don't use our special text because they're just normal black on white. So I can't pull foreground style down, unfortunately. But I don't know if I can. Let's find that other one that was kind of like it. Well, this is sort of like it. Ending after start. This one. See, he wants all events. Is that right? Okay, so starting in month is giving me give me all the events, and I will get the ones that start in this month. As opposed to ending after start. Okay, yeah, that one's good. The end dates. Okay, which is different. Yeah, I guess the thing that I could do, I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, right now we have a source of events. I mean, if I were to write these things as ending after start dot, find events, and you have to give it no longer start because that's already accounted for, but a condition and a filter, text filter string. That would be kind of okay. All right, let me put it out here as kind of an extension. Gosh, but I don't know. It can't be out there. Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna say events. No, I really do need an extension because I want to do this dot something and then pass these two. But nobody knows filter or start date. I don't know. I may be striving too much. They're all just like variations. It's always tricky with these little pipelines, but ending after start. Okay, so if I'm going to put something on there, it has to be on event. Can I do something like that? What's the ending after events? Yeah, so I don't know. I have this vision of like there's a pipeline with these stages like we're doing here. We take events, we filter them this way, we filter them again, sort them. That's a pipeline of functionality, and there's events flowing through all the way. It starts with events and it ends with events. But this function is not on events, which is a little weird. But if I have a pipeline like this, like everything should be associative. I should be able to break the pipeline at any point and call the first half and then call the rest of it. It should be the same as calling everything all at once or whatever, And I think like it's reasonable to do this filtering first. Well, and we're doing a little filtering before, but this one, not on this one. This one's just events. But we have whatever comes before, and then this stuff that comes after. Like I want that to be, yeah. I mean, maybe that's the way to try it. Let's try it. I may not like it. Okay, let me make sure. I think we're green tests right now. Let's check this in. If so, I think I would live with this, but I think it's worth exploring the extension. Do we have any? Oh, I already did check it in. Okay, never mind. All right. I'll let that run, but I'm going to start heading. Okay, so this is extension, and this is on array of event. We'll see. Okay, and what this is going to do is, oh, now this could be nice. He's going to apply the final stages, which he needs filter, and he needs, that's it, filter string. Okay. I don't even think we need to pass. Do we need to pass as acceptable? I mean, I think you could write it as however you get your events dot filter and then filter sort, match, or I'm not sure the right thing to say, but it's matching that text string, match and sort. So match sort is going to take the filter text and he's going to return a pipeline of events. Excuse me. So this pipeline starts on self, and then we get the filter and sort. Match and sort, but we're calling it filter. Okay, so filter on the filter string, and then sort it based on the start dates. Event no S. Okay, well that's not so bad. Okay, so that one stays, that one stays. This one now becomes match sort on filter. And this one becomes match sort on filter. So I'm kind of leaving the ends of the pipeline. I don't know. I don't think this is pulling its weight now. I think filter this. And then match sort. And then this one. It's like this, but the filter is virtual. And this goes away. So I'm going to move this one down because he's more similar to the last two. Okay, so I can get the visible months. Ending after is a helper. Yeah. Match sorted to keep the sorted naming scheme. Thank you. Now, I don't know. Let's consider, is there a better name than that? I think I can live with the name. All right. And so now you decide what you're starting as your events, and then match sorted is, like I was saying, the associative piece on the right. We've put those two together into one block, and that's the common trailing block. If we had a third one starting with ending after, I might be tempted to restore that method to just pass in the filter, or this filter. But I think given that we have 1 and 2, that's okay. And then this, what's the type here? Map goes to array. Oh, long name is a string. Array of strings. Well, while we're making life better, poof. Array of string function as unique sorted. No. Is that it? Ending after. Okay, so now this becomes had all the right letters. Unique sorted. Can I value a month, year, 2? Oh. Can I use the T? Like that. I mean, I want this to work for any array that has a sorted method. Yeah, so Swift set extension with generic type. Where element equals so if I do dismissible now. I don't think that's quite going to do it. Well, what is it about month here? I guess it's sortable is the thing, right? Somewhere here, comparable. So am I doing extension of array of T where T is comparable. Close. Okay. What was it again? Sequence. Okay, that. I mean, maybe this is array where array dot element is comparable. Element must be comparable and hashable. I'm not. Oh, just one and. Okay, this is a little outside my usual typing structure, but I think it's saying the right thing. If you have an array where its elements are both comparable and hashable, then you can put them in a set because they're hashable, and then you can sort them because they're comparable. And then does that work down here? It does. Okay, and so I'm going to do the same thing here. Unique sorted. And that's actually kind of a little useful type. You know, one of my I'm so far behind on everything in life. Like I need to give myself more to do. But one of the articles I want to write is sort of what we just did of flipping nested calls into pipeline calls like this. And maybe this is a decent example. I mean, it's a little, a little intense with extending generic types and all that stuff. But, I really hated the original look of that where it was set, and inside the set there's a bunch of pipeline stuff. And then at the end we do more pipeline stuff on the set. I was originally thinking I would do map as set and then sorted like that. But I think this concept of saying, I have these I have elements that are, if they're comparable and hashable, I can just get the unique list of them in proper order. It feels like a good thing. But I think there's a nice transformation there to take nested stuff, set of this and all that stuff inside, flipping it in so that this continues the pipeline. They do take a little thinking through, but I like that. I feel like you can read them and know what's going on. As long as you know, like, what am I working with? Oh, I'm working with events. Okay. Change it to a territory. Territory has a long name. Get that. And now unique uniqueify and sort them. Okay. So, let's see. So we refactor to provide match sorted and unique sorted. I did say sorted, right? Yeah, good. But at any rate, I think even from, well, I think a pipeline is easier to follow rather than the nesting, especially nesting in pipelines. But like, as long as you know, like the type of this is array of event, a map goes to its territory field. We know that's a territory. Territory has a long name function. We go to that. Now we have a bunch of strings and they're unique and sorted. So, I think you can track through that easier than you kind of go from the inside and work your way out and keep track of the nesting and everything as you do it. If this were sort of filter of ending after start, that takes its own kind of mental gymnastics. You have to do both ways, but I think this is a little easier to read. Okay. Woo. Okay, label the virtual section on the location tab. We did that. All right. Double check this. That's me fixing the ICS files. Refresh problem, refresh button. I think I'll save that. Down here. If it is a problem. Progress view, I think this thing has been quite fast enough. If you had slow internet, you might feel it, but I'm going to let that go. Show the calendar based on the current month. Okay, that's one we'd like to do. Okay, yeah, what do we got here? This one is also one I'd put a little higher, but I think favorites actually comes in above some of that. Okay, so calendar favorites, I want to be able to star them or heart them and put them on a separate list or something like that. Toggle to show favorites only. I think it can probably be a sort order, just like location and date, whatever we have now. Yeah, date, location. I think I could put favorites and be okay. I think I can fit 4 words on that. All right. Now, calendar based on the current month. This is, we have a bunch of hard-coded month things in here. Month year 1, 2025s. Those should be the current month. Yeah. And we should fix that. I can't live with it with January 2025 the whole time. All right. So I think we need, well, we had this before at some point. We had month year. All right, let's find month year. I can't remember what we left in. Did we leave in a conversion from date? We had it at one point. It's not in there. It's not in here. Oh, somewhere we did this. Okay. Yeah. It's not month year. Maybe I should search for date. Do the events have an ID or something unique? That's a good question. Yeah. I mean, their names tend to be unique, but there's nothing guaranteed there. Name and location. I mean, name, location, and date is probably unique. Yeah, we'll have to think on that one. Okay, so I'm looking for date. You know, we used to use actual calendar dates all over the place. Jam detail view is that's looking for the current date. Date dot just date. Do we put something in here? Less than. Oh, that strips off the timestamps. Okay. Well, maybe we need to do it. All right. Do I have tests on the date stuff? Extensions. All right. So what I'm trying to get is the current month year. Now we can get the current date. I guess I want to convert a date to a month year. And the question is kind of like, does date know how to convert itself to a month year, or does month year know how to take a date? And I think, I don't know. I want date to do it, I think, because the date components are all the stuff involved in the conversion. And I don't know if I have a great general philosophy for this, but let's see what we got for well, let's add a date test. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to say, well, do we have one that builds dates? No. We did something in test somewhere. A date range. That's on MDYs. Maybe we converted all this stuff to MDYs. It was originally dates, I think. Date. Okay, this is how you do it. Okay, where's my test? Okay, if I do 626.5, I think I can just say date, strategy, date, right? No? Okay, well, I can get the components out. And MDY is an extension to date. I thought so too, but I don't see it anywhere. I mean, we have date extension. Metronome doesn't have any content yet, really. Oh, Is that it? Yeah. As MDY. Okay. Well, let's consolidate these dates first. Okay, so I'm going to put this up here with other adapters. And I almost want to think, I want to think of it as a utility. I don't know, which sometimes has a bad rap, but data extensions can go in utility. Data's MDY goes in utility. String extensions go in utility. Real parser. No. Okay. Now, data extensions, let's pull this in. Well, let's pull this one in. We'll address that momentarily. I want that utility to be a peer. Converts to month year. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we all right, so we're going to let date equal that, and we expect that date dot as month year equals month year of 6/2025. Okay, and this is to be done. Lost them. Well, I guess it's, let's get a failing test. It's kind of halfway. Okay. Okay, now who creates the month years? And I guess I'm okay with that. Different on the tabs, because then the tabs will update as you change tabs, which seems about the right timing. Tests don't care, those don't matter. Okay. Let's run tests. The ICS event, the global UID is supposed to be persistent, globally unique. Oh, I think I still have that open somewhere. No, it was TextMate, I think. Yeah, okay. So I presume if I change anything on a given entry, it keeps the same one of those? That would be a useful one. All right, where'd that? Here we go. Okay, yeah, I think we can use that. it's external to us and managed by Google on their calendars. So I think that should be a good choice. Okay. Right. And let's just make sure. I don't think I'm going to screw with my clock, but well, we're 2/3 through the month, so I'm sure we'll still be able to touch back on February and make sure our dates only show the future ones. But this shows everything we expect to see. Good. All right. Expected 12, got 10. Okay. Really? Oh, this one should be in then. Okay. But let's take that show counter based on current month. Make the event URL active. Globe button, calendar page view. I'm kind of leaving these off. I'm moving them down anyway. I think between the two sorting methods, you're good. If we manage to get sort by distance, I think you'll be better. Well, they are and they aren't, because I mean I've got at least one or two entries on there that are tentative, and they've got a date in mind, but they haven't quite confirmed their permit or something. So that could change. And I don't know if there's any. Well, I have others that aren't scheduled yet, and I don't even know what to do with those. It's like they had one last year. Are they going to have one this year? Well, they haven't decided yet. But I keep them on the list, and if they decide to do it, I reactivate them. Excuse me. All right. Now these two, I don't know. There was another one I wanted to get to. Oh, the favorites. Yeah, I really do need to get that. That is useful. This is very useful. This is nice. Sort by distance is nice to have. So let me pull this down. I think it's fun for us, and I think it's useful. Yeah. So what really is unique on the and permanent on the things? Probably nothing, because the name of the event certainly changes sometimes, and the location definitely can change. Like I've got one, I know it's going to be held near Asheville, but it was in Swannanoa last year, which is the next town over, small town over from a bigger town kind of thing. It could be held in Mars Hill, or it could be held in Nashville, or somewhere near. Not Marshall, probably, where I live, or kind of live. Okay. This would be a nice thing. I mean, if I think of a real person trying to explore these things, and I come in and I say, oh, this King Late Winter Mountain Dulcimer Festival sounds interesting. And I had a little blip here to take me to this. Now these, if they, I don't know, maybe it's not worth it. Does that link? Is that a live link? No. Okay. It's formatted like one, but it isn't one. Oh, there it goes. I'm just too impatient. Oh, well, that kind of turns it down. And it looks like it's detecting them. I don't I don't know that I was consistently doing it. Oh, that one's too bad. Oh, we fixed that. Okay. Well, given that that actually does work, um, let's move this down. I mean, people are used to clicking on linky things, so I never know if I clicked it or I was supposed to. Yeah, no, that's it. Okay. Sometimes you have to press click, and sometimes you have to double click, and sometimes you have to just wait. It can be visible only when not showing the details. Oh, that's true. Yeah, yeah. If you had a little globe there, that'd be kind of nice. Or I could wrap the title in a link maybe too. I'll keep it. I mean, it's not far down the list, but this one. I guess they're all useful. I mean, either one of these is really useful for you thinking about what you're going to do. But this one is, I've made a decision and I want to keep track of what I decided I would, keep on my short list for this year. I think that's more important. Okay, making notes. I don't know. Toggle to show favorites only. We can add that. All right. Where are we time wise? Okay. Let's go ahead and add the toggle for it. And we have to make these persistent too at some point. All right. Show favorites only. Okay, so this is the calendar view. All right, let's declare tab bankruptcy. Okay, date, location, and what do we call those? I guess favorites. Yeah. Well, for this, I'm thinking of either like an unfilled heart or a star. I don't think they're exactly selected, but they kind of are. I'm trying to find the right name. It could be starred. It could just be the character for it. Yeah, let's do that. That might be good. Favorite is let's try that. And I think Whoops. Just to get something out there. Yeah, I think the left. I'm even thinking. I don't even think you need to show details. I think it could be up in there with the top level stuff. So a little heart, blank or filled in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't know that I'm going to use this emoji one. Was there a blank one? There's so many variations. Well, that could work. Yeah, either the white or maybe this gray. But to show only the favorites. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. This thing is event view. Okay, so it's this in a V stack. Okay. Well, yeah, we can put that in there. Let's see. I guess we'll make an H stack of that with a V stack of this. Boy, I had something where I was, oh, it's driving me nuts. It's like you can't specify some symbols Unicode in your thing like that. It was quarter notes and eighth notes. Did we do that? Show details plus favorite toggle. Well, Oh, so you're thinking put it on on the separate row for this. I was thinking you would just click this and you get all the selected ones. Let's see where we are. Gray, no. Okay. I don't know if that'll be too ugly. There's probably a beta symbols one too that might make sense. They always they always have both the filled and unfilled version. Yeah. I think the gray will be okay. Let's see. Oh, I didn't say alignment. Right. Yeah, I don't think you will. I mean, well, the way I would intend to use it is to say this is one I might consider going to this year, and here we are in winter with nothing to do, 7 degrees outside. And then if I click this, so I really want to make it a button, I guess. And let's see what it looks like with this. That should be on the lines below. Yeah, that's kind of okay. I think the button is happy to do that system image. Okay. I don't know if I'm crowding it if I try and squeeze in a globe icon too. But at least it would be vertically symmetrical. So the behavior I'd look for is if this is set, I guess I don't care if this is or not. If I clicked here, I only see red hearts. If I click on a red heart, he turns to gray and would disappear from this list. But if I click on a gray heart here, he turns to red and I would keep him. Now, this list of how many favorites do you have, it's relatively small. I mean, like you say, you're probably not going to have too many. And we didn't have, I don't know, we don't have 100 events even, right? So, I don't know. We have 100-ish or 50-ish, 50 to 100. I imagine we could probably stick those UIDs in our environment. What do you call it? The user data, and let it hold it rather than going to the full-blown break out the Swift data persistence or something. Okay, so I think from the UI side, that's enough prototyping or enough exploring there. I think I can live with that look and go from there. Then I think we need to pull the UID, like you say, and deal with the toggling and the persistence, and we'll have something. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and take our break. So we'll take 3 or 4 minutes. We'll come back and get this thing moving. Welcome back. All right, you might want to clear non-existing UIDs from the list after or during the parsing. Non-existing. Oh, So if events got canceled, yeah, we'd kind of want to take those out. Well, right now we don't keep them, so they're only it's brought in new every time, right? So the way we are now, we have kind of a read-only view of the translation of this. Oh, but I'm sorry, you're talking about the persisted ones. Yeah, so if I save a bunch of stuff this year and then we come back a year later and I've got 20 saved from last year that don't make any sense at this point. Yeah. Gotcha. All right. Let's go ahead and add that UID field. Hasn't been that long. Oh, wait, what do we got here? Let's partial UI for favorite events. Yeah, once or twice a year is probably okay. Okay. Well, here's calendar parser, and here's event mapper. And right now we don't have an ID field. We have a UUID. Well, let's make that a string. Dot string. How do I want that to be? I guess if you give me an ID, I'm going to use it. And if we don't, I'm just going to generate one. I guess that's okay. Is UID required? Following are required, but must not occur more than once. Okay, cool. Let's go back to event mapper. Okay, so let's find the test for that. Oh, we didn't really check that, did we? Can I make an IC event? Okay. All right. Let's get the fields we need. I'm really back testing this. So summary, date start, date end, location is coming from location. Okay. I guess I just had to fill them in. Okay, description, date created, date end. Oh, date start, date end. Okay. Looks like they're alphabetical. Oh, wow. I can say IC date time dot date from something. Okay. Date. No, we don't have. Well, the test we just did had that structure. Where is it? We don't. It is not the first time we've needed it either. Okay, we'll take that on shortly. Let's get these fields first. Ugh. Where's the ice event? Classification, description, date end, date start, last modified, don't care, location, we care about that. Score status summary is the name. And okay. Summary. URL. What's the other one? Okay. Oh man. Okay, it's that URL. Okay. Replace by init file path. I'm sure we've done another URL, right? Oh, string colon. Okay, and then where's our event mapper? Where's our event? Name, start date, end date. I'm leaving off UID. Oh, you're right. Huh. I guess that's going to have to be the case. All right, is virtual. Notes and URL. I'm kind of wanting to see what this looks like. But I think we get star for bold. And then I think this becomes something like that. Is the URL in the ICSA linked to the virtual location? That's a good question. I'm not seeing any. Nope, they're not in there. Optional field. Okay, well, I don't feel bad about us not converting them then. Yeah, I don't know if the URL is intended to be the location or just an associated URL. Polymer optional, but only once. Okay. Not sure what those are intended to be. It's funny. Some fields get the treatment and some don't. Calendar details. Okay, that's not really what we want anyway. Okay. Unexpected separator. Okay, well, let's see how this test does. He should mostly be okay. So I guess the URL would be like I could link to the Google page that has that event or something maybe. But not another, it's not another URL like we would like. Okay, and so I'm verifying an existing function that we didn't really test too deeply. We tested the interesting pieces of it, but I think getting it all in one place is good, and it's a good place to put the UID. Okay. Let's see. Start date expected 6/7. Six, 7/25. Did I put them in backwards? Start date 6/5. The actual was 6/7. And expected was 6/5. I probably did. Is this, I don't even know what this is. Is it the, I mean, Americans normally write 6/5/25 to mean June 5th. What else failed? 6/7. What did I get for that? 6/5. Am I getting backwards? DT start. Date end. Oh, it's backwards there. Yeah. Good point. Because they put them in reverse order. Okay, what else we got? My bold words. Oh, they filtered. Yeah, that's right. We do the HTML stuff later, I think. Oh, it kept it the same. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, and then what I think is going on. I'm a little surprised the description is not in Markdown. But, well, let's just get this test in. And then I don't know that event is it's comparable, equatable. Is the UID gonna have to be the same? Well, this is in the constructor event view. Sorry, event mapper. Let's add the ID field now. Okay, it's in the ICE event, but let's start expecting it. If I could spell. Okay, it does not get copied in. That's fine. That's the job we're taking here in Event Mapper. Okay, so that field is just unmapped. So event with ID is ice.uid. Now, I don't know. Okay, we got the unique ID out. All right. But who calls event compare? Is it all tests? No. Oops, I guess. These are probably implicit in tests. Yeah. I think that's probably okay. If everything's the same but the UID. I guess if I don't do this, I have to give every created one an explicit ID. That's not an ID, I don't think, right? Those are month years. Well, let's do it. Let's do it this way. He's a bunch of simple fields, so he should be mostly comparable. I'll just do this for now because I expect at least a few tests to break. Any event comparisons should break. Yeah, so I mean, before the ID was always just generated in our tests, made no attempt to keep the same ID, right? If I create two events with identical fields other than ID, but maybe the IDs are becoming significant. Okay, 3 tests failed. That's not terrible. Removes backslash from. Okay. Well, this I can fix that. That's 2. Okay, that test should go away. Well, maybe I should includes ID field. E1A, let's give him an ID. These two have the same ID. This one has. Okay, let's see how we did. Yeah, we didn't compare it. We didn't. It was only there for the purposes of making the view work with it. So that's how it tells the views apart. But I think having them, they are required, so they will exist and presumably require to be unique. Okay, so we added UID to ID map from IC event to event, and okay, so wait. Expected E1A. I think if it just didn't update right. Okay. Good. So somewhere, I guess on calendar view, we need to keep track of the favorites. And let's see where we can. So yeah, let's do an app storage deal. At app storage favorites, and this is var favorites of set of string. Yeah, that sounds about right. So we've got what? At app stores will be equivalent. Did I already use the word favorites? No. No exact matches in call to initializer. Oh, I thought you could use array instead. Let's try array. Do I have to linearize this stupid thing? I thought that's all I got was basically arrays. Probably. How to store nested arrays. Add support for array, extension array. Okay, I guess that's the deal. Okay, so you've got to write your own little encoder thing. Yeah, so we basically have to linearize it into a JSON in this case. I mean, I suppose we could put it into a raw string, but this seems... Okay, so let's add this in here. Raw representable. Retroactive, okay. Oh, did I fail that test? CB, why? Oh. I think this is an old message. Okay. Yeah, so the strings, raw value of string. Okay. Yeah, they are strings. So data is a bunch of stuff. Try JSON decoder. So you think I could just split strings and call it a day? Prefer using UTF encoded 8 encoded strings when converting between string and data. Isn't that what we're doing? Yeah. Well, I don't mind converting them, but what's the problem? Data raw value dot data using UTF-8. Okay. Result equals string of. Well, it's just. Sorry, this one's encode. JSON encoder dot encode self. Let result equals string of data. And what's raw value? Data. String equals data, data encoding UTF-8. I think that's what we did, right? String of data, data encoding UTF-8. Data is UTF-8.self. String decoding data as UTF-8.self. I guess that's the same. Initializer for conditional binding must have optional type, not string. And I still get the message. Okay, well, maybe we can find somebody else doing the... Should work with arrays, but I changed it to an array. And that's what we said. If string. And that's what we just had. Can I split this up? What if I say if let Yeah, I'm confused. Okay, I guess result. Okay, I'm just going to totally split it. Maybe that's the one that can't fail at this point, so that's not worth it. I'll just turn this off. App storage rapid reflects user defaults. You can add the array to user defaults. Let's see if this works first. Okay, so I'll do a run. It should just not blow up because it's empty and it starts empty, but it should start the same way twice to be sure it's not going insane. I don't know where the RFC went. I saw something else that they changed this recommendation to not include the domain. Star semicolon other param. They don't really come out and say you can only be letters, digits, ats, and dots or anything like that. So I don't know if commas can be in there. All right. All right, so it ran without blowing up. Let's stop it and run it again. Now, whether the actual thing is in there or not, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Okay. Well, I guess the next thing would be to put behavior on those hearts and make them show one way or the other. And then they can toggle. Okay. Event view. See if that does the right thing. Only keep the events. Yeah, I think we're going to have to pass that guy down. Okay, these did not turn red from that. All right, let's try. Oh, no, we really have to make this off the values. Only keep the events added to the list. Okay, so I guess, can we add these to the environment, or do we need them there? I guess the event view needs them. Okay, I don't think we need them here just yet. Let's put them here. Okay, so we have these favorites here. The heart should be If favorites contains event.id, only keep the events added to the list. Yeah. Well, let's hope one of these event IDs stay the same. I probably don't get to do this, do I? Because we already ran and committed to the app storage. So they'll still be gray, I guess. Yep. Hey, yeah. Well, we're actually out of time, but yes, I've been programming a while. However, this isn't going to do it. So I'll comment this out and we will pick up here tomorrow. I think it's not liking that I'm making a variable string on the button text. Oh, maybe I have to put the action in the parentheses now or something like that. All right. Anyway, we'll pick up there tomorrow. So we're going to turn these from a text into a button. And when you click the button, it adds or removes the ID of this event and gets a red heart or a gray one. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow, 2 to 4:30 p.m. And that's Eastern time, or 7 to 9:30 p.m. UTC. Have a good evening. Thanks for everything today. Bye-bye.